Matte Lifter, and today I'm going to show you how to make these. Well, not how to cut the wood or anything, because I buy these already made. It's just a pre-cut plywood piece that you can get at any hobby store in different letters, but I'm going to show you how I paint them. And so stick around. I'm going to show you how to mix the paint, and then I'm going to paint one. Okay, so first and foremost, supplies list. You're going to need, obviously, some cups like this. I usually get small ones and a big one because we're going to make the colors in the little one and then mix some white and some medium in the big one. So you want to have both. You want some regular stir sticks. You don't have to use these kinds. You can use the whatever stirs. Sometimes I will use spoons even. So whatever mixes. You are going to need some clean water. You can use a dirty cup like I do, or you can, you know, not do that. We're going to need some Floetrol. This is just the American Floetrol, not the Australian one. Not trying to bankrupt people here. You are going to need some Polycrylic, the clear gloss, and you are going to need some house paint. And the house paint that I use is this Valspar Signature in semi-gloss, and the important part is to buy the untinted one. So it says must be tinted, and it is the base C. And the kind that I have is 773951. So it's basically has no color. That's really important. Because otherwise, if you buy white paint, you're going to have all pastels. So if that's what you want, cool. That's not what I want. So, untinted. And then you're going to need, obviously, some paint. And I use this brand. It's Liquitex Basics. And I have great success with this paint. And I haven't really experimented with a lot of other brands. So feel free to do so and let me know how that works. But this is the brand that I'm going to be using today. I do have one paint that is not Liquitex Basics, and that is the gold from Decoart, and that is the Metallics 24 karat gold, and that's the only color that I have that is not Liquitex Basics. And so that is the supplies. You also would benefit greatly from having a scale. So that you can measure what you are going to mix. But if you feel like you can eyeball, good on you. I don't. So I'm going to use my scales, and the first thing I'm going to do is mix what's called a medium. Now the medium is what we are going to then use to mix with our acrylic paint colors. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take a big cup. Now, the batch that I'm going to be making today is a double batch of medium because I am going to try I'm going to do two different ones. But if you want to just make one letter at a time, you can just half the recipe. So first thing you want to do is just put this on the scale and zero out the scale. Technical difficulties. Okay, so you zero out the scale, and then you want to take your house paint. You want to pour some of that in here, and we are going to pour 4 ounces of this in here. Okay. And then we are going to use some Floetrol. And so we're going to do 2 ounces of that. So you basically have half of whatever paint amount you use. So I used 4. That means I got to do 2 of these. And you can strain it if you don't want a bunch of gunk in there. So I didn't have time to do that. So let's hope for the best. Okay, so that is 2 ounces of that. Ooh. Okay, and then you want to use the clear gloss polycrylic, and this is brand new, so I gotta use this nifty tool. And so 2 ounces of this. Oh, hello, hello. Good. And then we're gonna stir this up. Make sure you mix this all good. Scrape the sides and the bottom. And that is our medium. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is mix the base coat. And for that, I do not use the medium. For that, I just use acrylic paint and water. And I use Liquitex Basic Titanium White as my base coat. And so we're gonna mix some of that. And make sure that's zeroed out. And I'm gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna do like 7. Okay, so that's about 7 ounces of white paint. And then I'm gonna take some regular water. And what you wanna do is just pour a little bit in, mix that up, and then pour a little bit more water in there, mix that up. It just makes it easier to get the paint all mixed with the water. If you pour all the water in at once, you're gonna be stirring until you're dead. Stirring paint is almost as exciting as watching paint dry. A little bit more. Okay, so this looks about right. It is very runny, and there's no mound at all when the paint hits. When the paint from the stick hits the paint in the cup. There's no mound, it just goes straight in there. And I've been stirring this like crazy, so it's got a bunch of bubbles. So you kind of want to let it sit for a little bit if that's the case, because if you have bubbles in the paint, in the base paint, it's just going to leave like little craters. And it doesn't, like little pinholes almost looking, so you don't want that. And you can pop most of them with hot air, but it's better to just let it sit for a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do while we mix the other paints. So let me see what this ended up being. Okay, so that is 12 ounces, and so that means that we had 7 ounces of paint and 5 ounces of water. Okay. Okay, so now that we have our white paint and we have our medium, we're now going to move on to the colors. So I'm going to mix a few different colors. I'm going to mix them all the same. I take a little baby cup, 0 out the scale, and then I'm going to put 0.2 ounces of acrylic paint. And so I'm going to just take this one. This is deep violet. And gonna do 0.2. That one. And then we're gonna top it off with the medium until we hit 1 ounce. So that's 0.8 medium. 0.8 ounces of medium. Bloop. And we're gonna stir, stir, stir. Till it's all mixed, and it's gonna be kind of thick, and that's what you're looking for. It's still gonna flow off the stick, but it is going to be fairly thick. And so you can add a little bit of water into these if you find that it is not as fluid. And I have this little nifty thing. I'm just gonna put a few drops of water. And it's kind of a very creamy but loose consistency. And so I'm happy with this one, and I'm gonna mix a bunch of other colors, and I don't want to bore you through the entire process, so stick around and watch this sped up. So I don't have any smoke cups left, so I'm gonna mix a bigger batch of another color. I use this color a lot. It's by far my favorite, so mixing it in a bigger capacity is fine by me. So 0 out, and so I'm gonna use the Phthalocyanine blue, and I'm gonna do like 0.5 Actually, let me do a full ounce of that. It's a full ounce, and then I'm gonna do the same amount of the Phthalocyanine green. Here. And then half an ounce of Mars Black. What fell in there? A little nugget fell in there. Hello. Say hello to my little friend. Goodbye. Yes. Okay. So half an ounce. Oh. Boop. Of that. I'm going to mix this up. And then add some water. And this is going to be our top color, the one that goes on top of everything. And I don't use the medium for that. I just do water, and I mix it the same way that I would mix the white, the base coat. So it was 2.5 ounces of paint. And I'm just adding water to consistency. And that is 4.6. So about 2 ounces of water. And set that aside. And the last color that I have is going to be the gold. And it is the Metallics Decoart 24 karat gold. And I don't know what's in here, but I feel like there's some kind of oil in here because it always creates a lot of cells and stuff like that. So I'm not going to add medium to this either. I'm just going to add water. And I actually have some here that I used for another project, but it's been sitting a little while, so I'm gonna see if I can rejuvenate it with some water. Need a new stick for that because that stick has gunk all over it. Stir, stir, stir. Okay. So that is the gold. And now to the fun part. Okay, so here I have a letter. It is a plywood letter, and there's a layer of primer on top of it. And well, actually I painted it a while back, and I didn't care for the color combination, so I have primed over the old, and I can now paint on top of it. And it is storming outside right now, so hopefully you guys can't hear the thunder. But the first thing I'm going to do is just put down a base layer of white, and then I'm going to layer the colors and then blow this out with a hairdryer. So I'm going to go ahead and put the white base down and all the colors, and then get right back to you. Okay, so now that all the colors are down, I'm gonna go ahead and blow it out with my hairdryer. And I have a little attachment, which obviously did not come with the hairdryer, nor does it fit my hairdryer, but makeshift, we do what we gotta do. A little masking tape holding it down. What's important here is that it has a very thin and even opening. That makes it easier to push it around. And so you're gonna blow this out on low. You're gonna low blow, okay? You're gonna blow on the low, you're gonna low blow. I'm an idiot. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. It just is popping up Okay, so I don't know. I kind of guess I missed that spot. How did I miss that? I don't know. But if there's areas that you kind of want to blow out a little further, you can just do that with your mouth or a straw. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, there we have it.